Greetings, Hoodoo family. How are you doing? I hope your Hoodoo journey is going well. Well, family, this world is just getting so vicious. Now, usually I don't like to show a lot of left-hand Hoodoo work, but the times are changing. People are changing. Enemies are just outright with their dirty work. People are just more ruthless. I've never seen so much hating going on between people, and usually for little or nothing. Just a crabs in a barrel mentality. And you might be someone who is targeted by other people's hatefulness, their low downness, their jealousy. And if this is so, listen to me, this video is for you. But let me warn you, if you don't have emotional intelligence, if you don't have some degree of discipline about yourself or just maturity, stay away from left-hand work. So what I want to do is show you a clip from one of my old private Hoodoo lesson videos. Now, I don't share these no more, so you're going to hear references to Hoodoo lessons, but these are no longer offered. Everything that I had in those lessons is in the Hoodoo Basic Training textbook if you're interested. So this is a clip of some old-fashioned, old traditional left-hand Hoodoo works. So if someone is persecuting you, if someone is actively working against you, I mean, they are a known enemy. They have done things and are doing things to you. These are some things that you can try. And once again, this is old traditional Hoodoo work. So there's nothing really for you to buy. And I just say to you before we go into this clip, use at your own discretion. Please think before you do. I'm getting ready to write a petition. I had collected these pokeberries back in the summer, and they've been sitting in this jar. Right now, they are very good and toxic. I would not use this to write regular petitions at this time. I would only use this to write left-hand petitions. So I have this is a regular barbecue skewer, kebab stick. Get these at the grocery store, but it's pointed. And I'm just going to get it really good and soaked so I can do this petition right quick. And this petition, I would just write whatever I wanted to happen to this individual. I'm just going to put John Doe bad luck. So this is the petition, sample petition I've wrote that I'll be using in today's demonstration. So we're looking at different types of spirits that you can use with your enemy work. But before we get started, I do want to say I recommend that you use a jar with a lid. Everything I'm about to show you can go inside of a jar. I like to use a jar because it contains the work. It keeps the work from being disrupted or anything added to it. It keeps it controlled. So that's why we want to use a jar with anything that I show you as we move forward. I'm going to move the petition aside. These are the different things that you can use for your enemy work. Right here, I have a hornet's nest. This is used to cause discomfort, misery, aggressive environment around the individual. It's used to make them come under attack, and you want to basically stick your petition inside of the hornet's nest. Now, if you have something that belongs to the enemy, the target, you can also pin it to here or insert it depending upon what it is. But the hornet's nest is used. Maybe you don't have a hornet's nest. Maybe you have a wasp nest or a yellow jacket. Those are just as good. So I would take the petition and try to roll it just as small as I can. I want to get it as small as I can. And what I would do is just insert it into the hornet's nest like that. And of course, I don't have to use this whole thing. I would just want to use a small piece that can fit inside the jar. I'll take that out. Now, next, we have, this is called the Devil's Snuff Box. It's a puff ball. It's a fungus. I'm not going to pick this up. But this you use the same way. You're going to insert the petition or whatever you have of the enemy into the puff ball. This is going to cause them to banish. You use this to diminish an enemy out of a situation, to weaken the enemy. That's what the puff ball is used for in enemy work. And you need to be careful with this because it is a fungus. You don't want to breathe this. You don't want to really touch it as much as possible with your bare hands. And if you do touch it, you want to make sure you wash your hands really good afterwards. Now, the next thing is peanut hulls. You ground these dried peanut hulls into a powder. This is called goober dust. That's what goober dust is. You combine the ground peanut hulls that have been ground into a powder. You add red pepper to it, red pepper powder, and also graveyard dirt, and you have a very simple formula for goober dust. And you would sprinkle this in your enemy's foot tracks, in their path where you think they will walk. You sprinkle it around your enemy. And what this does, it creates trouble. It brings problems. It brings bad luck to your enemy. Now, warning here, a lot of people have peanut allergies. This can cause death to someone. So you've got to be very careful. Traditionally, that's what, made people so miserable. They didn't know that they had peanut allergies at that time. Now we know what it is, and we know that it can be very harmful to individuals. But this is a traditional hoodoo work, not encouraging you to go out here and throw goober dust at people and, do them deadly harm. Now, another thing that we have is hot peppers. These are habanero peppers. you do the same thing. You would basically take the pepper with a knife, you would do a small slit. Take this and insert it into the pepper. And what this is going to do, it's going to burn them physically in their situations. It's going to cause them to have misery, for harm to come to them. It's going to bring them torturous problems. So that is what a pepper is used for. You could use a jalapeno pepper, any type of hot pepper, but once again, you want to put that pepper with the petition in it, insert it inside. You want to put it in a jar so that over time, this pepper is going to break down. And the older it gets, the more misery it's going to bring that individual. So these are a few enemy works, but I also want to give you a couple of quick tips. Now, it's always best to have something that belongs to the target. Their hair, their toenails, just a tiny cutting from their clothing, something that belongs to them, in order for enemy work to truly work. And this is in addition to the petition. You should have strong protection on you, especially your ancestors' protection, before you do any of this type work. And always have a sacrifice with this work. It's not good enough to just put the work in a jar. You need to have some sort of a sacrifice, because you have to restore balance. You've got to maintain balance in your work. Somebody's going to pay for the hit. Somebody's going to take a hit. That's what the sacrifice is for, so that you don't take that hit. Do a hoodoo circle. Place the item in the middle. If you have it in the jar, place it in the middle of your circle. Have fire in your circle, candles, just like I taught you in the rituals lesson. Make sure you have those candles in your circle. And this is so that it can't be sent back to you. And you also want to include mirrors. Remember, I told you the usage of mirrors in hoodoo work. Just small pieces of mirror, because this is for deflecting. This is, if that spell should come back to you, those mirrors is set there to deflect spiritually. Also, don't do this work unless you absolutely have to. Like somebody seriously bullying you, abusing you, molested, raped, or badly tricked you, and you are 100% innocent. Don't do this work unless it's a dire situation. That's also going to help maintain that balance, because if you're guilty, you are going to take a hit. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If you want to learn more about traditional hoodoo work, go visit my website. I have the Hoodoo Basic Training textbook, Root Work for the Home book, Soulful Divination book, and a few copies of the 2024 Hoodoo Almanac left. So go check out these books if you want to learn more. And just to let you know, a lot of what I have in this video is actually in the Hoodoo Basic Training textbook. So thank you for liking this video, for subscribing, and having an interest in traditional hoodoo. Until the next video, have a strong and productive hoodoo journey.